Hello, grade twos, and I believe Noah C is joining us as well in writing this. So we are going to take our keyword outline from A Man's Best Friend, and we're going to make our own sentences to put that into a paragraph for today. Now, before we do that, I'd like to, just like we do in the classroom, brainstorm ways that we can use the dress-ups. So let's go through the dress-ups and think of ways that we could use the dress-up. So we have ly adverb, and that goes in front of a verb. So I was thinking the sniff. How do they sniff a person's clothing? They could cleverly sniff a person's clothing, or they could quickly sniff a person's clothing. Okay. I would also say how they can pull someone out of the water. Surprisingly, they can pull someone out of the water. Quickly, they could pull someone out of the water. Okay. How do they herd the animals? Tenderly herd the animals, right? Maybe quietly herd the animals, not to scare them. So that's our ly adverb. We also have our who, which clause. So maybe we could say, by sniffing a piece of clothing which someone had wore, okay? Or we can say, dogs can herd sheep which are hard to keep together. So remember, we use which when we're talking about animals and who when we're talking about people. We could say dogs rescue people who are drowning, right? It pulls them out of the water. So those are some who, which clause that you could use. Quality adjectives, they go in front of a noun, of a person, place, or thing. So we want to think about things that we could describe, okay? That we could think of the storm. We could say a terrible storm, okay? Or the heavy rubble or the heavy snow that they have to kind of go through. Or they swim to pull people out of the treacherous water or the scary water or the fast water, okay? So we want to put a quality adjective in front of a noun, a person, place, or a thing to help describe that, okay, that we could talk about. And you could describe the dog. Maybe you want to say the heroic dog or the brave dog, okay? What else do we have? I'm just looking up at the board. We've got a because clause, okay? So dogs are given a piece of a person's clothing because it tells them what the person smells like, okay? Or maybe you picked the blind person. Dogs can help people who are blind because they are trained to see for them, okay? Now, last week I introduced the www.asia, okay? And this is our last dress up. Now, it is not to use all of those words. It's to pick one of those words, and it'll make a clause in your sentence. So when, while, where, as, since, if, although. And I did put all those words on your checklist to help you to remember what those are, but it's using one of those words in your sentence, okay? So if the dog is large enough, it can rescue someone from the water. Or a blind person can use a dog to see while he crosses the road, okay? So although dogs can bark, they could herd the sheep very quietly, okay? So these are all different words that you can use. And they're called the www.asia words. And lastly, so now we will have 6 dress-ups. ly, because, who, which, quality adjective, www.asia, and our strong verb. Now, I want us to think of a strong verb. I did send your mom and dad the lists on Remind of our word wall. So if you need help finding an ly or a strong verb or a quality adjective or remembering what a verb and an adjective is, I've taken pictures of all of those things for you, okay? And you can look on Remind if you need help. But I would like to helping us to come up with our strong verb for this week. And I want us to come up with a list of how a dog follows a scent, because that seems to be key in how they're rescuing people, is they have to smell and find the trail. So a dog can follow a scent, but what's another way that we could say that? A dog can sniff around. So we could say a dog can sniff around. We could say a dog can detect odors, right? And detect is a strong verb. We could say that a dog can follow a scent. And this is how they rescue and find people, okay? A dog can nose around. Use their nose and go around. Another thing, a dog could catch a whiff. So that's sometimes how they can catch maybe a trail to follow as they catch sort of that scent. Okay, so we've got a few different ones that we could use there. That we could say they sniff around, they detect odors, they follow a scent, they nose around, they catch a whiff of different ways. Okay, so your 6 dress-ups that you can add in. Now you will find in your package a blank page. Name on the top. Remember, you're going to leave the first line blank because that's where you're going to put your title. You're going to start on the second line. And how do we begin a paragraph? 3-finger indent, and we're going to start. But after that, you go along the margin. We're going to think of each thought. So go through your keyword outline and put that into a sentence. When you have the thought all complete, start with a capital. Write your sentence, end with a period. Remember, capitals don't come in the middle of a sentence unless it's a name. A name. So go through and make a sentence for each one of your keyword outline lines. Add in the dress-ups as you can, okay, to think of them. And when you get finished, that's when tomorrow you're going to use your checklist. You're going to make a title and ask to be words from your last sentence. Remember, 2 or 3 words. So make your last sentence good so you can get a good title. And then you're going to go through the checklist and make sure you have everything in that you need. So you go through your checklist and you'll do a picture of man's best friend. I can't wait to see those, okay? And then you'll bring these to me on Friday at our package pickup. And I can't wait to read them because I have read many of your writing that you've already handed in to me, and you guys are doing a great job. So do all of your paragraph today you're writing. Tomorrow, make your title checklist and add a picture to it, okay? And we will see you next time.